A very good morning to you. Welcome. Lovely to see you today. I hope you're well. I am thinking about a wonderful promise taken from the book of Joel, which you will find in the latter half of the Old Testament. If you can't find it, just look it up in the index, but it's after Daniel and Ezekiel, and there's Hosea and then Joel. In Joel chapter 2, Joel describes in beautiful language, great descriptive language, the effects of a swarm of locust on the land, how the locust devours everything in its path, and there are different different life cycle periods in the life of a locust, and each of them eats for England, really, just eats, and everything is destroyed. And then there is this passage where it talks about the Lord restoring his people and bringing great prosperity and plenty to the land. And then there is this verse. I had it a moment ago. Yes, verse 25 of chapter 2. 24 says, "The threshing floors will be full of grain, the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. I will restore to you the years which the swarming locust has eaten, the hopper, the destroyer, and the cutter, my great army which I sent among you. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, who has dealt wondrously with you. I will restore to you the years which the locust has eaten." You know, there are periods in our lives. This is a picture. It's a very vivid picture. Sometimes there are times in our lives when it just feels like one thing after another happens in close succession, and everything that we thought was certain becomes uncertain. Everything has been damaged and lost, and for many people it's the years before they come to faith, and when they come to faith they realize that the way they've lived their life has resulted in everything good in their life being destroyed, and they feel like there's no way back. But sometimes it's because various things happen, and when bad things happen, they do happen very suddenly, often very suddenly. And it's when sudden things happen to us that we see how deep our roots are in the Lord. All of that aside, there is this wonderful promise: I will restore to you the years the locust has eaten. God is able to give you back what has been stolen by the enemy. God is able to bless you so abundantly, and he promised that he will. I will restore to you the years the locust has eaten. The only thing he doesn't say in this promise is when. He doesn't say when he will do it or how he will do it. He just says he will do it. And we have to take God at his word. And every time the enemy says, well, nothing's changed, has it? Nothing's improved, nothing's changed. You know, why would you trust a God who promises you something and just doesn't get round to doing it? But we always have to remember that the timing of God is perfect. The timing of God is perfect. He's never late and he's never early. His timing is perfect, and he knows everything. We know in part, but he knows fully. And what we might think is the perfect moment is not the perfect moment. We want to hurry it because we can't bear what we're living through, or what has happened in our life, or where we are. But we have to trust. There's that lovely passage in Isaiah that says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. You know, when you wait, and this is waiting expectantly, waiting knowing that God will do what he said he will do. Not if he will do, not hoping with your fingers crossed like this that he will do it. No, the hope that we have is the certainty that the only reason we haven't seen it yet is because we are caught in time and he is outside of time. And he will do it. All those years they waited for the Messiah. They knew the Messiah would come. And they waited, and they waited. The difficulty was when the Messiah came, he didn't come in quite the way that they expected him to come. And they rejected him. They didn't like what he brought with him. They didn't like the challenges to the things that they had got wrong about worshipping and serving the Lord. They didn't like his message. They didn't like the change that it brought. That's a warning, really, because when the Lord restores the years that the locust has eaten, he may do it through an agency you don't expect, or in a way you don't expect. You know, and we may find ourselves surprised by the way he does it. But the certainty is that he will do it. I will restore to you the years the locust has eaten. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, who has dealt wondrously with you. You shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I, the Lord your God, am your God, and there is none else. The purpose of God is to care for you and to look after you, but the ultimate purpose of God is that people will know for absolute certainty that he is God and that there's no one else to hope in. Well, we know that because we've met with Jesus. We know that. We don't have a problem with that. But what we have a problem with is patience and waiting and trusting absolutely that the promise will be fulfilled. There is no doubt. So when the enemy says, oh, you're hoping against hope that something... No, I know he will restore the years the locust has eaten. I don't know when he'll do it, but I know he will. And I will wait for that because he will fulfill his promise to me. That is the certainty, that the word has been spoken. And when God speaks a word, it doesn't come back to him without achieving what he sent it out for. This is the God we serve, whose word is absolutely trustworthy. He's never failed anybody. Absolutely trustworthy. Praise his name. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.